Hi, this is Miss Diorama. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how I made this Hobby Tool Caddy. This caddy was custom made for a specific set of tools, but it could be used by various types of hobbyists. I hope this video inspires you in some way, maybe to make your very own tool caddy, or that it motivates you to organize those tools in that one cluttered drawer. Yeah, you know the one I'm talking about. We all have one of those. Anyway, anyone who is actually familiar with this problem, a bunch of tools, all necessary of course, that just end up in a pile. If you are familiar with this, you'd understand what a nightmare it can be. That nightmare was the motivation behind the caddy that I designed specifically for these tools, so this mess could be organized like this. I hope you'll join me while I show you how this caddy was made. Let's get started. I began with the top shelf. These oval shapes will extend the edges of these openings. The extended edges will help any tools to remain upright when inserted into those openings. For anyone interested, the SVG template for this caddy will be available in my shop. The link will be in the description. I am making this caddy from 3mm thick MDF, but you could also use 3mm thick plywood. That completes the top shelf, which is ready for installation. I'll set it aside to allow the glue to dry. On to the next shelf. This shelf will have two sections, separated by this divider, which will also double as a support. This section on one side will hold some shorter tools, while a section on the other side will cater for some longer ones. I'm gluing two of the same piece together to make a thicker piece. This thicker piece is glued onto another piece, acting as a base support. The resulting holes in this piece will be 6mm deep. This will help to hold the tools in place that are inserted into them. The uprights are glued in place. And that's followed by this shelf that will now sit a couple of centimeters off the base of the caddy. This main shelf will attach here, but I'm going to leave it unglued until it's ready for installation into the caddy. On to the next shelf. As with the last shelf, this shelf will also have two sections. One section will hold some smaller drill bits, while the other section will hold some larger ones. As with the last shelf, the section holding the smaller drill bits will be raised a few centimeters off the caddy base. In the same way as I did with the last shelf, I'm doubling the base piece to make the holes in that section deeper. The deeper holes will help to hold the drill bits in place. Now with the upright supports glued in place, I can glue on the shelves that they'll support. The drill bits going in this section are magnetized, therefore the main part of this shelf is doubled up to help keep the drill bits apart and upright. This part will attach here, but I'm going to leave it unglued until it's ready for installation into the caddy. That's the shelves completed. Now onto the caddy itself. This is the base. This is the left side of a section that will be separate from the shelves. This is an insert for the separate section. This is the right side of this section and also for the caddy. And finally, this piece is the back of this section. This section will need to be assembled before the shelves can be installed. All the parts are glued together and the assembled section is glued into place on the base. Now with that separate section in place, the back can be glued on. This is followed with the top shelf. Now for the next shelf. And the next shelf. And the next. And the next. This is followed by a piece at the front which is technically not a shelf. Rather, it's just a piece with some sections cut out of it. But before that is glued in place, the left side of the caddy is attached with glue. And the final piece, this tiny bracket. That completes the tool caddy. Now there's nothing left to do but to organise the tools into it. Stick around for a little while longer while I show you some shots of the caddy, both full of tools as well as what it looks like empty. I must admit the dry glue marks that are showing all over the caddy don't look very good, but the upside is that these could easily be covered with paint, and if I were painting this caddy I would first spray on a primer coat to seal the surface of the MDF, then spray on the final colour, followed by a clear gloss or matte sealer. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. I also hope that it inspires you to make a caddy of your own. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.